Hi my friends, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to recover from that feeling after you've had a panic attack. So as someone who struggles with panic attacks way too much for my liking, I know that panic attacks can cause all sorts of weird physical symptoms both during and after it actually happens. And whilst I think there's quite a lot of information out there on how to deal with a panic attack when it's actually happening, so in the moment that it's actually happening, I don't feel like there's a lot of information about how to take care of yourself to get over that feeling after you've had the panic attack. And a panic attack can leave you feeling afterwards like you've almost got this hangover, like you're tired and emotionally fragile. I felt that some self-care tips for how to make yourself feel better after a panic attack has actually happened would be very useful. Without further ado, let's get into it. First of all, I just want to give you a quick disclaimer that I am not a trained professional in mental health or anything like this. I'm just talking about my own experiences and things that I've found helpful for myself. If you need to talk to a professional, you should definitely do that. So first of all, let's just talk briefly about what a panic attack actually is. I'm not going to go into too much detail here because it's quite complex, but if you want me to make another video about it, let me know in the comments below and I will do that. Everyone experiences anxiety to differing degrees. It's a natural response to a perceived danger or threat. But a panic attack is a much higher level of anxiety that comes on very quickly. So the clue is in the name here. It is an attack, aka a sudden intense feeling of panic. It can come on for a particular reason, such as a phobia, or it can come on for apparently no reason at all. It can be extremely scary to have a panic attack. Some of the symptoms include a fast heartbeat, sweating, chest pain, nausea, shortness of breath or feeling like you just can't get enough air into your lungs, shaking, feeling hot or cold, numbness or pins and needles, needing to go to the toilet, a dry mouth, ringing in your ears, a feeling of dread or like you might die, feeling like you're not connected to your body, and feeling dizzy and lightheaded. When the brain senses danger, it triggers our natural fight or flight response within the body. This then triggers our nervous system to flood the body with adrenaline and cortisol, which results in all these physical symptoms that I just mentioned. The problem is that usually this danger is not real. Once the panic attack has happened, the levels of cortisol and adrenaline in our body return back to a normal level, and this can make us feel like almost like we have a hangover. Symptoms of a panic attack hangover could be feeling sleepy, drained and exhausted, an upset stomach, muscle tension, low self-esteem, and feeling emotionally fragile and vulnerable. This hangover feeling can last for minutes or hours, or it can last for days or weeks. So what can you do to take care of yourself during this time? If you're able to do so immediately after, I would always advise that you take some time to decompress in a space that's calming and quiet. For me, I find that in order to decompress, I need to reduce the sensory input. So my quiet space is my bedroom. I can sit or lie down comfortably. I can change into some comfortable clothes, put on my noise cancelling headphones if I want to, and allow my body to calm down. If you're able to, it can be helpful to have a nap because this helps reset your brain after a panic attack. Obviously, this isn't always possible though if you're out and about or at work. It can be helpful to do something that you find comforting, like watching a TV show that you've seen before and find distracting, or listen to an audiobook. My comfort TV favourites are Big Bang Theory, Friends, or anything that's narrated by Sir David Attenborough. And my audiobook favourites are the Harry Potter books read by Stephen Fry, or again, anything read by Sir David Attenborough, because his voice is just so soothing and relaxing and comforting. If you feel hot, try and get some fresh air. And if you feel cold, try and get snuggly and cozy. Refuel your body. Take a drink of water or a calming herbal tea and have something to eat. Your body will have burnt through a lot of energy in a very short space of time. So think of it as you need to put fuel back in the tank in order for your energy levels to get back to normality. If you have a bath at home or wherever it is that you are, you can take an Epsom salt bath. Epsom salts have magnesium in them, which is really good for relieving muscle tension. And if you use that with a few drops of your favorite essential oil, something like lavender, or personally I like citrusy smells, so something like bergamot, really nice and calming. Now this next one is really important, and I don't think a lot of people think about this. I would definitely recommend making a to-do list, making a list of your priorities. Decide what's urgent and what can wait until you're feeling better. This will help you to feel less overwhelmed and allow you to work through your to-do list more systematically. You could use a traffic light system to color code your to-do list. So red being the things that need to be done today and green being stuff that really can wait. Maybe yellow could be things that need to be done at some point this week. Sometimes I also like to use a star rating. So 1 star is not very important, and then like 3-4 stars is really important stuff. Talking about what's happened can be really helpful at allowing you to sort out your thoughts and feelings. However, I also believe that it's really important not to ruminate on these things, because that way it has more power over you. I think that it can be really difficult to get that balance right between constructive thinking and obsessing. So just do whatever feels right for you in that moment. Remember though that we are trying to make you feel better, so just bear that in mind. What to avoid doing after you've had a panic attack. Avoid trying to make yourself feel better by carrying out harmful activities like drinking alcohol or smoking. Whilst they definitely take the edge off in that moment doesn't really last very long, and actually it can contribute to the vicious cycle of anxiety. So if you can, just avoid doing those things no matter how tempted you are. Avoid caffeine, so coffee or energy drinks. Even though you're going to be feeling tired, avoid anything that's going to be stimulating, because this could easily trigger another panic attack. Trust me, I've been there. Don't beat yourself up. Remember that this panic attack that you've just had is just a tiny little blip in time. Something that's really been helping me lately is spending each day writing down some of the positive things that's happened during that day. It's really hard to start with when you feel really rubbish, but with practice it does get easier. And what it does is it allows less space in your brain for the negative feelings and the negative thoughts, and allows you to focus more on the positives, and you realize how many positives there really are, and the negatives just get less and less significant over time. Anxiety does not define you, and other people do not define you by your anxiety either. Anxiety does not define you, and other people do not define you by your anxiety either. Having a panic attack or having anxiety can just feel like you're completely powerless. But anxiety is such a good liar, and you are not powerless. It's lying to you. It's so important to remember that you are not powerless. I really hope that these tips and pieces of advice that I've offered today are going to be useful to some of you in some way. For me, they are extremely useful. I definitely feel like when I have a panic attack myself or severe anxiety, it just leaves me feeling so defeated and, what's the word I'm looking for? Exhausted and fragile. But you can overcome that pretty quickly and pretty easily by just looking after yourself and taking some care of yourself, maybe even taking some time out after it's happened if you need to. Please let me know in the comments below if there's any little tips or things that you do if you have a panic attack and it helps you to feel better, because I'd be so interested to hear that too. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done already, and hit subscribe for more content about anxiety, mental health issues, autism, and thank you so much for watching. I will speak to you guys again soon. Thanks, bye, 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 bye.